for 60 seconds. It can be a positive experience. So I'm just like rotating all night. Start drinking red raspberry leaf tea. It's not terrible, but I don't love it. Hello my loves, welcome back to another vlog. Feels kind of strange starting this vlog right now. It is 3 p.m. on a Tuesday and I pretty much always started my vlogs either at the start of the week or the start of a weekend or the start of an event or something like that, and I always like to start them in the morning. But it's just 3 p.m. on a Tuesday, not much is going on, and I was like, I really need to just start this vlog. So that's what I'm doing, because we're trying to kick perfectionism to the curb and just start vlogging at a random time in the middle of the day when you haven't got much to say. Perfectionism with vlogging is really truly something I am trying to work on. I feel like it's one of my biggest blockers to staying consistent on YouTube, is just this like perfectionism, and I just feel like I just like overthink everything and overthink what I'm gonna say and overthink, you know, all the things. And I feel like if I don't have anything very interesting to say, I end up not picking up my camera, and I feel like if I'm not in the middle of doing anything, I don't end up picking up my camera. But then equally, like, I feel like if I'm not doing much in a vlog, then I end up hating editing it. Like whilst I'm editing, I'm like, this is so boring, there is not much going on. And then I just end up procrastinating editing it forever and then never get it up. So also giving myself grace with not picking up my camera if I don't want to, because I also don't want to like force creating and like force myself to try and think of something to say just for the sake of footage. So just trying to like be free with it, be like, whatever, if I feel like filming today and then I don't feel like filming for 2 weeks for this same vlog, then that is fine, and it can just be messy, because at the end of the day, no one really cares. I just feel like I'm always like, I'm filming a weekly vlog this week, I have to film every day for it to be worth it, and I can't, you know, go a bunch of days in between filming, because then people are going to think it's silly and I can't film half a vlog here and then half a vlog a week later, and it's just silly. So we're getting rid of that. Anyway, I digress. I'm not really sure what this vlog is going to be. It'll be what it'll be. I think I just kind of want to do a little just like life update, bring you guys through my week or whatever it ends up turning into. Give you some of the pregnancy updates. I feel like I haven't properly vlogged in a little bit now. I was just filming my baby shower vlog. We had our baby shower last weekend, and the past couple weeks I've just been filming for that, and it's just been a lot of like vlogging, prepping for the baby shower and stuff like that. I haven't just done like a casual day-to-day vlog, just chatting about life. So I feel like there's like lots of little things to update you on, and I feel like I haven't really like spoken to you guys properly about pregnancy and where I'm at and everything like that in a while. So that's probably what this vlog will be. Okay, so little bump date for you guys. Here is baby girl. Baby girl is definitely growing. I am 32 weeks on Friday. I actually don't think I've vlogged since entering the 3rd trimester, but something about hitting the 3rd trimester was just like, whoa, this is happening. We're gonna meet her soon. Yeah, 32 weeks on Friday, which means there's 8 weeks, give or take, until we meet her. Obviously she could come early, she could go way over, we don't know, but 8 weeks until her due date is just insane. And I know that towards the end it'll probably go really slow, but equally 8 weeks is not a huge amount of time. And if I think back to like 8 weeks ago from today, it really does not feel like that long ago. So 8 weeks roughly until we meet her is just crazy. It's also, so it's the 17th today, so exactly 2 months today until her due date, which is crazy. I feel like baby prep wise we are going pretty well. I've been like relatively organized. I've got like a list in my phone of everything that I need to get done in the 3rd trimester, and I've kind of like separated it out by week so that I don't just like feel like I have to get everything done at once. I've kind of been like, week 32 I'll do these things, week 33 these things, so on, so forth. So yes, feeling pretty good. All right, it's a little bit later now, It's like 6 o'clock. I am just prepping dinner at the moment. This is actually later than I would usually be making dinner. We usually are having dinner at like 5:36 on like a normal work day, whatever, but it's a gym day for Lucas today, so he's not gonna get home till like, oh, I'm out of breath. So he's not gonna get home till like 6:15. So I'm just starting dinner on now. Oh my god, I'm starting on dinner now. For dinner tonight, we are having salmon, roasted sweet potato, and roasted cauliflower. Our dinners at the moment are incredibly, not boring, but like basic. And honestly, we are loving it. We have literally just been having like meat and veg, some sort of meat and veg on repeat. Whether that's like salmon, chicken schnitzels or chicken palmies, steak, chicken breast with like a creamy sauce or something like that. And then we'll have like a starchy veg, so we'll do like potato or sweet potato, and then some other like non-starchy veg on the side, so like broccoli, cauliflower, carrot, beans, etc. And that's literally what we have for dinner like 6 out of 7 nights of the week, one of those like variations. And it's honestly been really nice and refreshing. It just kind of like helps to take the mental load out of choosing what to have for dinner every night. And also like, we know it's nutritious, we know we're getting in the nutrients that we need. We found ways to like make the meals yummy so that we like actually look forward to them, and it's not just like, yay, meat and veg again, and just like boring as hell. Like, we actually really enjoy it. So yeah, that's what we're doing literally like every night at the moment. And I've been like making up a batch of roasted sweet potato or potato at the start of the week, and I like bake them like, I don't know, like 80% of the way, and then on the night that we are having it for dinner, I chuck them back in the oven to finish roasting. And it just makes my life so much easier throughout the week, because love roast potatoes, but they obviously take a very long time. They take like an hour and a half or so in the oven, so no way in hell am I going to be doing that every single day. So I just love making my life that little bit easier by doing a big batch of roasted potatoes at the start of the week and then using it throughout the week. Good morning. It is 5:30. Last night was rough. Good quality sleep is definitely becoming harder to come by in these later stages of pregnancy. I feel like I haven't slept amazing the entire pregnancy, but it's definitely starting to become a little bit more rough. First of all, acid reflux and heartburn is kicking my ass at the moment. All day, but especially at night time. And I'm doing all the things to try and like manage my reflux. I'm you know, like having slightly smaller meals, not having really high like spice or fat food and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I just don't think it's much use, because I think she's just like pressing up on my organs so much that it's just like causing acid from my stomach to come back up, and it's very uncomfortable. Yeah, it just happens when I'm like lying in bed at night, and it makes it really hard to sleep, or even if I do fall asleep, I keep waking back up because it just like hurts. So that's really fun. And I'm also getting really sore hips, like from laying on my side. Obviously in the later stages of pregnancy, you're only allowed to lay on your side because you can't lay on your back, and you obviously can't lay on your stomach. So my hips are getting really sore from like too much pressure being, I think it's from too much pressure being on them whilst I am sleeping on my side. So one hip gets sore, I roll onto the other side, and then that hip gets sore. I'm also like getting sore shoulders from pressure on them, and so I'm just like rotating all night. And like until this side, like I'm like on this side until it gets sore, and then once it gets sore I flip onto this side, and then this side gets sore, and then I have to flip again. And just so much of me just wants to lie on my back so that there's no pressure on either of my hips, no pressure on either of my shoulders, but obviously I can't do that. So I'm just having very broken sleeps at the moment, and then also just like peeing like 3 or 4 times a night, which is great fun. So yeah, I don't want to sit here and complain, but the reality is that it's really not fun. And yeah, I don't know, that's just getting to me at the moment. I also was dealing with a really sore rib. It's still a little bit tender, but not too bad at the moment. But I don't know what happened. I don't know if she'd kicked up into it and bruised it, or if I'd done something else and bruised it, but my ribs on this side were really like painfully sore for a couple days, and that just made it so much worse when I was sleeping, because I kind of like was either sleeping on it and putting pressure on it, or when I rolled onto this side I was going like this and I was kind of like collapsing in, and it was making it hurt. So anyway, I'm not going to sit here and ramble forever about how I'm not sleeping well, but just an update. That's how I'm doing with sleep at the moment. And for a girl that really relies on her sleep and can definitely feel the difference when I don't get a good night's sleep, it's not fun. But I know that I need to probably get used to surviving on a little bit less sleep, since I am about to have a newborn. So maybe it's just my body preparing me for that. Going to attempt to go for a walk. It is like 6:30 and I think the sun rose at like 5:30 this morning, and going for a walk, if it's not directly after the sun rises, is always a little bit risky, because the summer sun is absolutely killing me at the moment. I've had a few people say that this summer is just like really hot, and gross in general, but then obviously add pregnancy in the mix and it just hasn't been fun. So yeah, gonna attempt to go for a walk because I checked the weather app and I think it's a little bit cooler out than usual at the moment, so I'm gonna try. I also haven't been for a walk in literally 2 weeks because, or my morning walk at least, like sometimes Lucas and I go on a like a quick walk after dinner, but I haven't been on my like proper morning walk in 2 weeks because number one, I keep waking up too late and then the sun's already like beaming down way too hot, so I can't go for a walk. But also it literally just rained for like 4 or 5 days straight, so obviously couldn't go because of that. So this is gonna be my first walk in like 2 weeks, so I'm hoping for the best. I think daytime average temperatures are starting to drop a little bit finally, thankfully. We've got like 2 weeks left of summer and then we're into autumn, which I'm very excited for. I'm usually a summer person, but I can't wait for summer to be over this year. It just has not been a good time for me, so yes, very excited for summer to be over. Also, you see this? I'm now at the stage in pregnancy where the engagement ring has had to come off because my fingers are starting to swell up a little bit. I really haven't swollen up that much, only like the tiniest bit, but my engagement ring was already on the slightly tighter side anyway, so that needed to come off before I got too swollen and it was too late, and then we couldn't get it off at all, and then we'd have to get it cut off. So just wearing it around my neck at the moment with, I don't really know if you're gonna be able to see it, but there's also a little hint in there as to baby girl's name. But yeah, anyway, wish me luck on my walk. Hopefully the sun isn't too disgusting. So we got me a birthing ball, well not a birth ball, it's called just like an exercise ball, over the weekend, and I've started using it the past couple days, as you would have just seen. I feel like now that I'm in the 3rd trimester, I've just like really switched back into like labor prep mode, because the thought of having to go into labor and push out a child is in the not too distant future. I kind of like was like doing little bits of like prep work around like, I don't know, like 15 weeks pregnant or so. I was just like doing little bits of stretching and stuff like that to like open up my hips and all that kind of stuff. But then, to be completely honest, I didn't stick with it for very long. Kind of just had to like put it aside for a little bit, as I did with like a lot of like birth prep, baby prep stuff. I kind of just had to like compartmentalize it and like put it aside for a little bit, because I was just hyperfixating on it so much and it was just like consuming me. But I had to just like focus on normal life, like living normal life for a little bit, so that this pregnancy didn't feel like it was going forever. Felt like if I was just focusing on pregnancy and baby stuff, then I feel like this time would have gone really slow. But because I've just been like focusing on like normal work and stuff like that. It's helped the time to pass a little bit quicker. But yeah, now that I am 32 weeks, almost 32 weeks, I'm like, okay, I really need to get serious about prepping my body and my mind again. So yeah, started to do the little exercises on the ball to open up my hips and work on my pelvic floor and all the things. I've only done it like the past 3 mornings and I haven't really gotten into a proper routine with it yet. I'm literally just going on YouTube and searching exercise ball birth prep or something like that and just choosing a video and going with it. And I'm just gonna try and do this like most mornings. I would say every morning, but realistically that probably won't happen. So most mornings, like 6 times a week or so, I'm gonna try and do this. And then there's just lots of other little things that I'm gonna start doing. I'm gonna start my red raspberry leaf tea this week. Lucas and I purchased and I've been doing together a birthing course from a midwife, which is like all things like birth and like hypnobirthing and like pain management techniques and all the things. So he's been watching that with me, which has been really nice because he just wants to be really involved and just learn all of the things alongside me as well. Obviously I don't want to be carrying all the mental load about pain management techniques and all of the info on birth and everything. I just feel like it's really important for him to know that as well, because obviously I'm going to be in a very different mindset when I am in labor. So it'll be really good for him to know things like when to go to the hospital, things that he can do to help me, things that I can do to help myself if I forget, yada yada yada. So we have been doing that together. I've just made myself some lunch. I'm having the like viral cottage cheese, beef, honey, sweet potato bowl. I don't know what it's called, that went viral on TikTok last year. So yummy. I had it for all of my lunches last week and I just wanted to have it again this week. So yeah, I just made up some mince. I only used half the packet of taco seasoning though, because anything spicy, not even like hot spice, just like spices, anything that's like very spicy obviously like triggers my reflux and is not a fun time. And then I used some of the roasted sweet potatoes that I said that I made at the start of the week, cottage cheese, avocado. It's a shepherd avocado, not a Hass avocado, and I'm not happy about it, but we move on. And then some honey. I think the original recipe uses hot honey, but I'm not a huge spice person and again wouldn't be good for my reflux, so I just use regular honey and it still tastes really good. Good morning. I am sick at the moment, which you may or may not be able to hear in my voice. This thankfully is my first time getting sick this entire pregnancy, apart from obviously like pregnancy stuff, like being nauseous from pregnancy, but it's my first time actually like catching a cold or catching a flu or anything like that, which I'm kind of surprised by, because I've heard lots of people say that when you're pregnant, obviously your immune system is kind of compromised, so they got sick heaps. But 32 weeks pregnant and this is my first time getting sick, which obviously I'm grateful for, but let me tell you, I do not feel good. It's like you're already feeling run down for pregnancy and then the universe is like, here you go, here's something else that's gonna make you feel like shit. So that's fun. Hopefully that goes soon. But anyway, that's not why I came on here. I am officially 32 weeks pregnant as of like 4 days ago, but I just haven't gotten around to doing this yet. So 32 weeks pregnant, which means it is now time to start drinking red raspberry leaf tea to help prepare for labor. I think it's something like red raspberry leaf tea helps to tone the uterus so that you can have more efficient contractions when you are in labor, to help potentially make labor be a little bit shorter. I think that's what it is. Don't quote me on that, but I'm gonna start drinking red raspberry leaf tea now. I heard like mixed things on when you should start, how much you should have, whatever, but I feel comfortable starting now. Some people are like, don't start it too early because it'll send you into labor, but then there's a lot of science saying, like, you know, like the dates and the red raspberry leaf tea and whatever, they don't induce labor, they just help labor once you're in it. So there's not necessarily any like negative side effects to starting it like whenever you want. So I'm gonna start having it now. We're gonna start out with 1 cup a day, and then I think you do that for like a week, and then you gradually increase to like 2 or 3 cups a day. I'm gonna make up a little recipe. I actually used to drink red raspberry leaf tea all the time because it's good for cramps, like when you're on your period. So I used to have it like in my luteal phase and when I was on my period, but it's been ages since I've had it, obviously, because I haven't had a period in 7 or 8 months. So haven't had it for a while, but I already had some in the cupboard, thankfully. But yeah, I'm gonna make up a little concoction because it's not the most pleasant thing in the world to drink by itself. So I just got a recipe off TikTok for like a iced tea concoction thing to make it taste nicer. So I'm gonna make up 4 days worth and then keep it in the fridge just so that it's nice and convenient for me to have a glass. I just don't want to like have to make up a batch every single day, because then it's just like an extra task and just will make me less likely to do it. So I'm gonna make 4 days worth and keep it in the fridge. So I'm adding 4 bags of red raspberry leaf tea. I'm just using the one from Planet Organic. I think I got this off Amazon or something like that. I think you can get red raspberry leaf tea in a lot of like health food shops and stuff like that. So 4 tea bags, and then it said to add, so brew that in 2 cups of boiling water. I'm just gonna set that aside and let that brew for a little bit while I make up the rest. Okay, so I'm doing 3/4 of a cup of pineapple juice. I just got this one from Woolies. I just looked for something that's 100, I was looking for something that was 100% pineapple juice, but now that I'm looking at it, it says pineapple juice and red beet juice, which I didn't realize, but that's fine. I just wanted something that didn't have all of the other random ingredients and fillers and everything in there as well. So it says 1/2 to 3/4 of a cup of pineapple juice, 1/2 cup of cranberry juice. I couldn't find any cranberry juice in Woolies or Coles that were 100% cranberry juice, because I just prefer juices and everything like that that are like just the fruit that is supposed to be in there, not the added stuff. But this one has a few added things in there as well, and it's actually only 27% fruit juice. But this is the best I could find, because for some reason there was just no cranberry juices that was only cranberry juice. Oh my goodness. Where's Lucas when you need him? And then it's just water, but I'm gonna do part coconut water, part normal water, just for like the extra hydration. And also I'm just really trying to increase my potassium at the moment. That's like one of the micronutrients that, because I'm like kind of tracking my food at the moment to like figure out which micronutrients I'm falling slightly short on, and I just need to increase my potassium at the moment, and coconut water is a really good form of potassium. So I'm gonna do like a cup of coconut water, 250 ml, and then I'm just gonna, I don't know, eyeball the water. Just go that much, and then that is all. So I'm just gonna wait for the red raspberry leaf tea to finish brewing and let it cool down a little bit, and then I'll add this in here, and then we'll give her a taste test. Okay, I actually need to weigh this out somehow. I need to figure out how much it weighs all up, because I need to divide that by 4 so that I can make sure I'm like pouring myself enough each time to actually be getting 1 tea bag's worth per day. So I need to weigh it out somehow. I'm gonna pour some back in here. That is about to overflow, and I literally have this much left in there. Okay, 1200. I'm really cut it. Let me show you. So the whole thing obviously isn't full, but right there, I don't know if you can see that, but that is like so close to tipping over the edge and overflowing. Okay, so 1200 ml, which means I need to have 300 ml a day. Oh, what am I doing? I need that. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, I'm making a mess. I'm so sorry you guys had to see that. See me just absolutely not doing that right at all. Alright, I reckon I just lost 100 ml or so to the floor. So we're gonna do a little bit less than 300. Chuck some ice in there to make it nice and cold. Alright. Oh, that's not cold. Kind of doesn't taste like much. I'm thinking it needs more pineapple and cranberry and less coconut water and normal water, because that tastes very watered down, and it's kind of just like, yeah, it just tastes like red raspberry leaf tea with like a tiny hint of pineapple. That's all I'm getting from this. Like, it's not terrible, but I've heard some mums say they love this. I love the taste of it, but it's kind of just like, I don't know. It's not terrible, but I don't love it. All right, we will try again with the next batch. I'll try and vlog it. It'll probably be in the next vlog, but I'll try again with the next batch and hopefully get the ratios right that time. Okay, so birth prep wise, currently at 32 weeks. I am doing the red raspberry leaf tea. Just started doing the daily exercises on the birthing ball to help open up my pelvis and get baby into a good position. We've started our birthing course, all things birthing education, and then something that I've got on my list that I am going to start doing ASAP is birth affirmations. I need to start I need to like make up a list of birth affirmations to rehearse and say to myself every single day, just to like help attract the birth I want, or not even necessarily attract the birth I want, but just like empower myself to feel capable of handling no matter what happens. I know that a lot of birth, what happens in labor is out of my control. So I have like an idea in my head of what I want my birth to go like, but I also need to relinquish control and yes, like try and strive for that, but also just trust in my ability to handle whatever happens in the labor room in birth. So I just have to start doing some like birth affirmations that are things like I am strong, birth is safe, just to like rewire my brain, and things like I can handle anything for 60 seconds. That's a big one that I hear people say a lot, is like remind yourself that you can do anything for 60 seconds, because contractions obviously usually only last like 60 seconds or so. So just like things like that to just like make myself feel more confident in my abilities, and just like, yeah, just kind of like rewire my mindset around the whole thing. Because obviously I'm a little bit scared, as I'm sure a lot of mums are. I'm a little bit scared, and a lot of the unknown is what is scary to me. Not knowing how I'm gonna go during birth, not knowing what is gonna happen during birth, that within itself is scary to me, and not knowing what midwives I'm gonna have at the time and things like that. So that is scary, but I'm just really trying to rewire my brain, feel more confident within my capabilities, and trust that whatever needs to happen for my safety and for baby girl's safety, whatever needs to happen will happen. So I need to start doing my birth affirmations, and then I've also just started watching positive birth stories, just to like surround yourself and have your brain filled with like positive birth stuff, so that birth isn't like this extremely scary thing to my brain. Because you know, if I'm scared of birth, then it will like release, my body will release adrenaline whilst I'm in labor, because I'm scared, and too much adrenaline can slow down labor and make there be a greater chance of complications, and in, what's the word I'm looking for, in, oh my god, a greater chance of interventions. I don't know why my brain couldn't figure out what the word was. Interventions. So I need to just like, so I've just been like watching lots of like positive birth stories and stuff like that, so that I can just like fill my mind with the positive stuff, so that I'm not so scared, and am very much aware that it can be a positive experience. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. And then all of the other stuff in like for birth prep needs to wait till a little bit later. I'll start doing like the perineum massages and evening primrose oil, and eating the dates and stuff like that. So I'll start doing that a little bit later, but this is what I'm currently doing at 32 weeks to prep my mind and my body for labor. So I'm going to end this vlog off here, because I think I already have lots and lots of footage for this vlog. So thank you so much for spending the last couple of days with me. I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you enjoyed seeing what I'm doing to start prepping for labor. Obviously take everything that I'm doing with a grain of salt, do your own research. I know next to nothing when it comes to birth or anything like that, so I'm just doing what I have seen based off my own research, so don't like follow what I do or whatever. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you all being here, and I will see you guys in my next vlog.